Rashee Rice already facing multiple felony counts arising from the late March speed street racing incident in Dallas that entailed assault charges for the actual accident itself. He hasn't been charged yet for leaving the scene of an accident with injuries. I expect that to happen at some point. Monday night, he's under investigation for an alleged nightclub assault. He allegedly hit a photographer in a Dallas club. And again, he's already facing those 8 felony charges. He's been working out with Patrick Mahomes in Fort Worth and participating in virtual meetings with the Chiefs. It's a problem. It's an issue. And May 20 is when the OTAs start for the Kansas City Chiefs. This just complicates things. Not charged yet, but it just puts more focus on the existing charges. And, this is generally the advice I would give Rashee Rice if he were my son, friend, cousin, client, nephew, whatever. And this was my dad's attitude. It doesn't matter whether you were right. You got yourself into a jackpot. And I never understood why jackpot could be both good and bad, but my dad always used jackpot in a negative way. Even if it's not your fault, you put yourself in a spot where someone can claim you did something you shouldn't have done. That's bad enough. So when you already have 8 felony charges pending against you, what are you doing putting yourself even in a position where you can be credibly accused of doing something you shouldn't have done? That's the problem here. That's the grown-up conversation someone needs to have with Rashee Rice going forward, Chris.
No, I agreed. It's there's a microscope on you. There's a spotlight on you right now, right? I mean, you're dancing a fine line here in dangerous territory, and you're giving the NFL more chances and the Kansas City Chiefs to go, oh, wait, no, this guy is reckless. Wait, there's something we gotta get this guy back on the right track. I'm shocked by it. I really am. I mean, again, like you're saying, most players kind of realize like, whoa, I did something bad. I'm on thin ice. I gotta lay low, right? So, just not a good look for him. And I do think this is going to add to the NFL and them being a little more diligent into looking things and the severity of maybe the punishment, because this is going to go into it and go, wait, this guy's a reckless, he's a loose cannon right now. The more we sit here, I just go, wow, Kansas City, the receiver position, I don't know what it's going to look like when we start the season. And as we talked about last week, Mike, I don't know if it happens this year or if it's kicked down the road to next year.
And the reality for Rashee Rice, and this is all a matter of perspective, but at some level you have to be thinking, man, I got lucky. Like, it's all kind of blown over. Yeah, I'm going to have to face consequences at some point, and these are 8 felony charges, but they didn't put me on the commissioner exempt list. I'm still participating in the offseason workouts. Patrick Mahomes still lets me show up and work out with the other teammates. Like, this is the best case scenario for a bad situation. This is the best possible chicken salad that we can muster from what happened in late March, because that's serious. 8 felony charges and more to potentially come. It's blown over for now. And now this. It's mind-boggling. And I did some preliminary work on this back in early April. There was an incident at SMU that has previously gone unreported that teams know about, that it's just a matter of time before that comes out too, which just leads to this same narrative. He wasn't arrested at the time. He wasn't charged. Somebody there, I think, may have done a nice job of keeping it under wraps.
Right.
As part of the pre-draft process, teams were aware of it, and folks around the league think it's just a matter of time before that comes to attention, especially now that he's right back in, putting himself in a spot where he's going to be scrutinized and attention is put on it. And how does the league not put this guy on the commissioner exempt list?
Yeah, it certainly seems like it's heading that way. It is. And yeah, I mean, I think the league is going to have to come down to a point where, like we talked about, the other day, are they going to want to kick off the season and Rashee Rice be on the field and that be a main topic point, right, for Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth? And, oh, hey, he caught a pass and he had a great rookie year. But by the way, this is what happened to him this offseason. And, yes, he's still playing. Hello, everyone. That to me has got to be on the NFL's mind when all's said and done.
That's what the whole commissioner exempt thing is about. It's not about finding that a guy did something he shouldn't have done. The player is still innocent until proven guilty. The NFL won't even make a decision under the personal conduct policy until the criminal process has run its course. This is just, you know what? It's kind of awkward for us, not us NBC, but it is, but it's more for the NFL. We don't want the fans who tune into these games to hear the stories about Rashee Rice, or it all got started with Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson and Greg Hardy back in 2014. Let's just move them aside. We'll pay them so they're not out anything, even though they really want to play football. I still don't know how the NFL justifies it. It's not punishment. Of course it's punishment. You're keeping the guy from doing the thing he wants to do. Pursuing greatness, compiling records, winning games, pursuing championships. Yes, it's punishment. But they say, well, nope, you're over here, so we don't have to talk about you. You're that thing we don't want to talk about. And we're just going to push you off to the side until your case is resolved. And I feel like at this point, I'm surprised they hadn't done it already. I think they hadn't done it already, Chris, because there's no games yet. They'll see where things stand as we get closer to week 1. But I don't think he's going to, anytime a reporter says he's not going to be available week 1, people act like it's Pulitzer time. There's no way he's going to be available week 1. He's either going to be suspended under the personal conduct policy if he pleads guilty, or he's going to be on the commissioner exempt list when week 1 rolls around. He's not going to be out there opening night.
Right. I'd be
That's
shocked
just common
too.
sense.
Yeah.
That's not reporting. That's just common sense.
Yeah, I would think so too. I feel the same way. And hey, that's a good thing they drafted Xavier Worthy. And I don't know if they would have drafted Xavier Worthy, anyways, or if this was like, hey, Rashee Rice and those problems, we need to draft a receiver. But it's a good thing they got the extra guy to go along with it. And now what also is going to happen here with the Rashee Rice thing is hot poker on Kadarius Toney is going to, they're going to be like, hey, dude, we need you to, let's go. You and Sky Moore, you got to pick it up. Let's go, because Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy are going to be out there. We know that. They're too much of a value to the football team, but they need to find that third guy. And, yeah, right now it ain't looking like it's Rashee Rice.
Maybe at some point Mecole Hardman comes back for another stint with the Chiefs. He caught the Super Bowl winning touchdown, and he's the guy that they drafted in 2019 in round 2 when they weren't quite sure what was happening with Tyreek Hill, with the issue that emerged right around draft time with him. All right, we'll take a break. When we return, Raheem Mostert of the Dolphins shares his feelings on the team drafting yet another running back. Crowded house in the backfield in Miami. That's next year on PFT Live. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.